Welcome back, everybody. It's part 12. Can you believe I've done 12 of these videos already? Yeah. Today we're building the front box. Let me show you what I'm doing. All right. See those little tabs there? I'm welding tabs onto the front of the trailer. See, I put one on right there too. And I've put them on there and on the other side over there. And I'm going to bolt that to the trailer. That way this box right here will be held to the trailer. And this is just a little extra for holding the flooring in place on the building, the floor joists. On the inside, when I built the floor joists, I forgot to show you that part. I had put on strong ties, L-bracket strong ties, all around on the floor in there to keep it attached to the trailer. And I just wanted something welded to the trailer too. You know, a couple tabs here and a couple bolts going through it. And once I get this bolted on, we can start putting the deck on it. And the deck's right there. I've trimmed it to size. It's 1 1/4 plywood subfloor, and I'll build my walls off of that. I showed you a little bit of this last time. I took it off, and you can see I did some measurements on it, and I put some construction screws in it, exterior construction screws, and I built ends for it. So now I have a 2 foot by 59-inch box. And the only reason it's 59 and not 60, not an even 5 foot, is because that was 59 inches. And I basically am going to use what I have. So I didn't want to have to custom build a piece out of something else. And that was the right thickness, so I used it. Well, this is going to get fun. Next, I'm going to put my bolts in here, my washers and my bolts, and I'll bring you back after that. Got these attached now. So this thing here is solid as a rock. So I'm going to put the decking on now, and we'll start figuring out the size and shape of the outside of it. Well, good morning, everybody. We woke up to a beautiful sunny morning. It was cold last night. I had my covers stacked up. Yeah. I got this door sealed here. I didn't do that one yet. I haven't even turned on the lights yet in here. I was just looking the place over, and I really haven't spent very much money on it. I bought some Z metal on it. I bought $94 window and another $94 window. I bought a shower pan for 200 bucks and $35 window and a $35 window. And not much else. I have a couple specialty screws, and I believe I bought about $40 worth of CPVC fittings, and that little gauge right there to check my plumbing. And that's it. I've had everything else here in the shop. Matter of fact, I knew since I was going to be building this box here that I'm going to have to do my electrical. So I went out and checked around the shop, and I found this beat up old box. Had an electrical panel in it. It's 125 amp. It takes BR type breakers. And I pulled it out of the box, and it wasn't in too bad a shape. I got it right over here. Let me turn on the lights real quick here. There we go. So this is the front of it. It's got the door here, and see, it's brand new. They haven't knocked the breakouts out of it yet. This is where the breakers go in these slots, and you have to pull the little metal tabs out. And it's got the kit in it. And like I said, this takes like BR type fuse, breakers, which are these type. and I happened to have found a whole bunch of them, and I picked through them, and I got enough here to do my circuits. I've got a 60 amp main, then I got a 30 amp here, and then I got a 20 amp circuit, another 20 amp circuit, and another 20 amp circuit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook my power to the 60 amp, and I'm going to run these 3 20 amp circuits here. I only have 5 circuits in the house, so I'll have an extra one on one of these. Then I'll have a extra 30 amp breaker in case I need it for anything. You know, in case I get an appliance that needs a little more amperage that won't run off of a regular 20 amp circuit. And I got all 12 gauge wiring in the place, so it'll be able to hold these 20 amp circuits. And we should have plenty of power. So I was really lucky to find these over there in the electrical department, and I was very lucky to find this. This saved me quite a bit of money. Yeah, it's brand new. It still has its little package with it. Has the little stickers for marking out the circuits. Has the ground screws and everything that needs to go with it. Now what I have to do is I have to figure out the design of this box and where I'm going to mount this, because this can't sit out into the weather. See, this is an interior panel. So what I have to do is figure out a place, or figure out a way to build a door over this. Then we open the door, then I'll be able to get to my breakers. But that's what I'm going to be doing today. We're going to be doing a little bit of electrical, a little bit of box building, and I got a few things to figure out still. Okay guys, I mounted this box to the front wall right below the windows, the loft windows. And right now I'm putting in these cable ties. They screw together like this, and what you do is you punch out the hole in the box here, and you put this in there and you tighten it down, and see how this got a little cable holder here? You put your Romex line through there and you clamp this down, and it holds the wire into the box here, and keeps it from having any tension put on it on these lugs here. And it also protects the wire from you know, any chafing or anything like that too. And I had to search for an hour to find these, so you know, they're not very expensive, but I didn't want to go buy them because I knew I had some around here. All right, so there we have them all in. I'll show you what they look like from the bottom. Hope that didn't hurt. You can see them right there. Now the main wire is going to go up through this one right here, this guy right there, and I'll need to buy a big one for that because I don't have one. And I think I found a cable for the house. I'll show you where it's at. This would be the main inlet cable, the main power cable coming in. And go back here. There's my old Falcon. There's a 63 Falcon convertible under there. My last car. I sold all my other ones. I sold my 69 Mach 1, my 73 Mach 1, my 2 Mercury Cyclones, and my 66 Mustang. Yeah. Just didn't have the energy to keep them up or work on them anymore. I just lost interest. But I found this big cable in here, see? It's a big heavy duty cable. I'm going to run these numbers on it, and if it's strong enough for that 60 amp fuse, I think I'm going to use this for the main cable. It's a big coiled up thing here. It's got a big plug on this end, and it's got another one here. This is the side that would attach to the power supply, and this would be the side that attached to the building. And what this thing was is an old coffee station. There used to be coffee machines on this. Look at this. It's got got a pull-out sink in it. It's got another sink, another drawer that goes down there. I don't know where it's at right now. It's got a couple drawers here. It's still got the geez, it's still got the cups in it. No, it doesn't. That's just the plunger. Oh, and it had a refrigerator in it. See, beverage area refrigerator. And this was made to go out into you know, like events and stuff like that. It has 4 posts, and there's a canopy for it on the other side over there, a big maroon canopy that goes up here on top. And yeah, it's got a little miniature water heater in it. It's got water filtration system in it. All that stuff's down here in the bottom. You can't hardly see in there right now, but it's all plumbed. Well, you know, it also has some cool little items on it that, whoops, sorry, get my hand in the way. I'm going to reuse. See this? I don't know if I'm showing it to you now. Yeah, there it is. That's a foldable hinge. So what you can do is right here is you can pull back on a little lever in here and then pull this back. Well, this one's still latched, obviously. Well, anyway, I can't get it to do it. But there's one of these on each end, and you pull it back, then it lays down. And it's good for making extensions on your kitchen cabinets or whatever. You could use it for a table coming off the wall. Any number of things. All right. I'm going to get back over there and do my electrical. Well, I got all the wires put up through the box. Now I got to go find some cable ties here, or staples right here. Staple these down, get everything all neat and tidy. Then I'll go ahead and wire them into the breakers. Then we'll have to deal with the main line coming in. So that's what I'm doing next. All right, guys. I think I misspoke earlier about this box. I was thinking it was like a power panel for a house, but actually this is a sub panel, and it's going to be run off of a 50 amp cable, just like a large RV would have on it. And so this 60 amp breaker here, it has no use. I don't need a main breaker. I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't. That's what the problem was. What I'm going to need is that's two 20 amp circuits for my lights. Then I'm going to need another couple 20 amp circuits for my kitchen and my bathroom. And an extra one for my outside plug, and one more just to have an extra on hand. This one will be empty right there. It won't have anything on it. But in the future, in case I want to run, you know, an outside plug or something, or to a gazebo or whatever. And this is something I'm going to put in, this 30 amp right here, just in case I build me a wash house or something. I'll be able to wire it off of this over to the wash house, so I could run a dryer. And that's maybe what that extra, a lot of activity outside today. This what this extra one might be, is the light circuit or the washer circuit for over in the wash house. And this will be for the dryer circuit here, 30 amp. But that's all that's going to go in this box. So I had to do a little correction there, straighten out my thinking a little bit. And I do need to put something else in here, which it doesn't have. Over here, it's got a common bust here, where you hook all the commons up. Usually that's the white wire. I have no place for my ground, so I've got me a 15 position ground bar here. And this is where I'm going to end up. I'm going to put this in here so I have a place to ground the whole circuitry out. And I'll probably put it over here someplace, get it out of the way. I don't think there's a good spot right down here. Well, I could put it right there, I guess. That'd be a fairly convenient spot for it. Or possibly over here. Yeah, I'll figure this out. But I hope I didn't confuse you guys as much as I confused myself. So we're going to get on with wiring here. Here's my 50 amp cable. This is going to have a regular 50 amp RV type plug on it. Then we'll use that cable that I have to run that over to a 50 amp breaker on the main panel. And this here is going to be my sub panel for the building. It's going to be set up like a trailer. So I've got my clamp on here, and this is a 6 gauge wire, and there's 4 wires in this. There's 2 hots, which are hooked right here. There's a common, which is hooked over to the common bar, and it's white. And then there's a ground, which hooks down to the ground bar. And each one of these has a ground, a black hot, and a white common wire. So I'm going to strip these down and hook the hots to my breaker, hook my commons over here, and hook my grounds over here. I went ahead and anchored these down to the wall with some staples and got these all clamped in. So all this wire is secure. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put that front breaker panel on there, the door, and I'm going to mark all the circuits after I cut these. I'm going to cut these one at a time because I have them all marked, and I want to mark them as I go along so there's no confusion. You know, I've got a bath here. I got a induction stove top and refrigerator, and that'll also include a few more plugs. That's an outer plug, which is an extra. It's going to go out the back of the trailer in case I have a patio or something. I want some, you know, extra electricity out there. That's the water heater. I'm looking for a 30 gallon 110 water heater, and I can't seem to find one used, so I may have to go spend the $339 to get a new one, and I'm really not looking forward to that. And this one goes to the kitchen. This will be over by the sink, and it'll have all the wall receptacles on it. And so far so good. Once I get this panel put together, get it wired, these wired in, and put this together, put the panel, the door on the outside of it, I'm going to start building the walls of this box here. Then I'll build the doors into it, and we should be about done. All right, guys, so I have it wired in. I have three double breakers with 20 amps per breaker. So I've got 2, 4 plus 1 here is 5. I've got 5 circuits running in here, the ones I showed you earlier. There's the common bar. Everything's hooked up. There's my copper ground wires, and these blacks are the hot wires going into the breakers. And I also put some clamps on this cable to keep it steady. And I think I'm just about ready to start building that box now. So that wasn't too bad. I've spent about 2 hours out here doing this. All right, guys, back to building the box now. All right, so I got the cover on here. I punched it out. There's my 30 amp, and here's my house circuits. So I will mark them into this little sticker here that I put on later. I have them all marked out down there. I just haven't done it yet. I need a nice little Sharpie to do it with. And just so you guys know, that thing's sharp. It's like razor sharp. I don't know why they make things like that. Yeah, I had an owie. Got my Mickey Mouse Band-Aid on, see? Just something I had laying around, couldn't find nothing else. So I've got that on there, and I've started building the wall here. I didn't need to put a bottom plate on that because right under that 1.25" plywood there's a 5" by full cut 2" cedar board going across there. So, and this isn't really holding any weight. I did make it a little bit shorter. That way I could have 4-foot walls. I could split each 2x4 in half, and I could have the opportunity to not have to buy anymore. I just didn't want to make it too tall where I wasted a bunch of lumber. So I'm going to continue on building the walls around this, and I'll see you guys in a minute. Hey guys, I got the box kind of roughed in anyway, and this section right here is going to be a doorway, and there's going to be a wall right here, and this is going to be another section here with a doorway here on the end. So this will be like the water closet, and this area over here will be the electrical closet. And I think that'll work out pretty good. It'll give us a little extra storage down here. And I'm thinking about making this into a double compartment where it has it's like a shelf in here. So it'll be 2 long compartments. Well, actually it'll be 4 compartments. It'll be 2 compartments through that door and 2 compartments through this door right here. And I utilized some extra pieces that I had cut off of the rafters up there. You know, when I cut those 8" rafters down, these are the other pieces from that. These are the scrap pieces, which I shortened and used as little mini rafters in this thing. Yeah, I think it was a good use of materials. Should be plenty strong enough. And this thing's only 4 foot tall from the floor to the bottom of these rafters. Yeah, I was going to do a 6-footer, try to make a little more room, but I just didn't have the materials. It was going to be wasteful. I would have had to go buy some stuff. This way I built it out of what I had. That's why you see there's 2x4s on the back wall, and there's a 1.5" by 1.5" on the front wall. I still am going to reinforce this because it's going to be a hinge pillar, and I don't have to reinforce this side because it's got a 2x4 right there. There goes the darn compressor again. As I've reinforced the hinge pillar, probably going to board and bat this one, so I put some center nailers in it, and I put one over there. Kind of defines where the doors are going now. And yeah, I think I'm about ready to start putting some type of siding on this. I'm going to get busy doing that. Well, I made some progress on the box. I've put a piece of OSB on the top for the ceiling, for the roof, and I put some drip guard on there, drip rail. It's metal. And let me get out of the shadow here. Try not to trip. It's late at night and the lighting's not real good in here right now. That piece there is the section I cut out of the door siding. So I had that, I used it, kind of hodgepodge this thing together a little bit. That piece there is when we cut the siding up on top up here, it was extras, 2 pieces. It's actually seamed right here, so I'll have to seal that. Yeah, we got her done though. I don't have anything for the doors yet, but so I'm going to call an end to the video right here because there's just nothing else I can do, and we got the box basically built. Yeah, the electrical panel has a nice little housing in there, and the water down there is going to have its own side. I'll end up building the inside wall in there later, but I'm out of materials right at the moment, and I think we'll move on to something else. I think I might be doing the interior electrical now. Put all the boxes in and stuff. Well, this is the end of our 12th video, building the front box. Thank you guys for coming along, and we'll see you on the next one.